Yeah, okay, we have a newspaper reviewer here. Chooks, good morning. How are you today?
Morning, I'm fine. Demola, how you doing yourself?
I'm doing great.
Always neat, I must observe. Victor,
Good morning.
how are you doing?
Well, I'm all right. I could be better.
Yesterday you were Ovie of Ubulokiti. I know it's Obi they have there. You should not tussle with the king. Today, you're caught in the middle. I
Well,
don't know where you are exactly.
I'm just the Nigerian.
I like the way you dress anyway.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys.
All right, let me just start the newspaper with the Daily Trust newspaper I have here. Just under the nameplate, CBN to now charge cybercrime levy at 0.005% in new guidelines. Details on page 19. Demography positions Nigeria to lead $7.7 trillion Hala market Shatima. Details on page 4. Tackle illegal mining before it turns to insurgency, Zulum tells emirs. Details of that story can be found on page 10. And the major headline reads, Zamfara boat mishap, 10 bodies recovered, 22 still missing. Search extended to neighboring villages. Survivors, victims, families speak. How accident happened, eyewitnesses. Details of the story can be found on page 4. And also, Yaya Bello remains wanted, not with us. EFCC. That story can be found on page 7. And hardship. Bafarawa donates 1 billion naira to Sokoto people. Details on page 6. And court remands farmer for defiling stepdaughter. Story of that story can be found on page 16. Transport fare hike. Low turnout of students 1 week after school resumption. That's a major concern. Details of that story can be found on page 3. Then we have the front page picture of the Northeast Development Commission holds its first Northeast Climate Change Summit with the theme setting the course for sustained climate action in the Northeast. Victor?
All right, and I have the leadership here. And it leads with this story. Operational cost. Poultry industry faces imminent collapse. That's on page 4, and it has several riders. 25 million jobs threatened. Stakeholders seek subsidy. Farmers decry hijack of import waiver on grains. 25 kg of feed, now 25,000 naira. That's 1,000 per kg. And crate of eggs sells for 5,000 naira, 6,000 naira. Interesting. Well, that's the major story here. And just above that story, cybercrime levy. Let financial institutions pay for it. That's according to stakeholders, page 7. And above the masthead, drama over Yaya Bello's appearance at EFCC, page 4, to catch up on all of that. And Russia, Iran strengthen ties to counter Western sanctions. For what's cooking, find it on page 7 of the leadership. And just on the right strip of the front page here, tremors in FCT, no cause for alarm. That's according to FG, page 21. NAF airlifts materials for Edo governorship election, page 23. Troops kill 4 terrorists, rescue 20 hostages in Kaduna, page 16. Obi used us for Gogo dance. That's according to LP leaders, well, page 20.
Which one is Gogo
Gogo dance.
Oh, Gogo dance is what we...
No, this is Gogo. I'll explain it to you.
Sorry I interrupted you.
And then the leadership, the blueprint, I beg your pardon, leads with this story here. Borno flooding, FG moves against hazardous chemicals, disease outbreak. NAFDAC seizes harmful drugs. NEMA identifies monkeypox threat in IDP camp. 300,000 children, women crammed in 26 camps. That's according to SCI. And Remi Tinubu donates 500 million naira. DICO, Algon, others 1.5 billion naira. Those are riders to that story. And above that story, you have 80.2 billion naira alleged fraud. Yaya Bello's appearance at EFCC stirs controversy. With the rider, ex-Kogi governor not in our custody, says anti-graft agency. And you look at those, the tiny strip between the nameplate and this story. Police commissioner's job, not candy for crying child. That's according to Lagos CP. Police commissioner's job, not candy for crying child. You want to know why he said that? Well, find it on page 7. And in business, okay, we'll leave that business story and go to sports, where talking Olympics, hold ministry responsible for woeful outing. That's according to Igali, a former wrestler, and I think headed the Nigerian Wrestling Federation at some point. Page 32. I think we just leave it here. But before then, let me take this cartoon here. That's AKU. Yaya Bello not in our custody. That's according to one parrot, and the other says it's not easy to catch a white lion. All right.
So my headline this morning, if I still have the privilege of being in the newsroom, would be, where is Yaya Bello? Where is Yaya Bello?
I think you're looking at the wrong person and asking them.
And that should actually make the EFCC think twice about the job they are doing as well. You know, the other time I said, part of the problem in this country is the way journalists in this country handle journalism. When an NPCL came the other time and told us we're not aware of the crazy prices of petrol we just saw, we're not aware, and you would be shocked. NNPCL is a subsidiary under the Ministry of Petroleum, isn't it? Mm-hmm. The Ministry of Petroleum does not know when a subsidiary takes an action that is... Journalists should have dug in and said, do you now know? Do you know that making that statement is enough for some people to resign in some climes?
Not here.
We must keep
Not here.
talking like that without necessarily trying to embarrass government. At the end of the day, you owe the Nigerian people, firstly, a duty, not the government of the day.
Yeah.
That's how we were brought up. We'll keep on praising our government when they do well. I've said several times here that one of the things I like about the Tinubu administration is that it's a competent government.
Sometimes, you know, journalism is a dangerous job.
You give me inexcusable excuses.
Well,
Who says that being a fireman is the easiest thing in the world? Do you know how many of them die? Who says that being a soldier, do you know a soldier accepts that he can die at any time? Victor, cut me some slack. Cut me some slack. We have a job as journalists towards the Nigerian people. We must not shirk that responsibility. It's very important. But that's not to say we should not cooperate with our government. We don't have any other country but this country.
That's true.
Let's be fair. Let's be robust. Okay? Actually, to add to that, Tinubu's government inherited hardship from Buhari's administration. That's coming from the Emir of Mina, Alhaji Umar Farouk. That's beginning to sound like a broken record.
We shouldn't be...
I'm sure we all know that, we all tend to think that, let's correct what's on the ground. That's the way to go.
I have this
Is it the
this
Zamfara?
worrying
Okay.
issue with the transport fare hike, low turnout of students 1 week after resumption. And you know, the report says across the country that many schools started classes last week, a break after a month, but the correspondent revealed that decrease in student attendance with teachers and school managers attributing it to a recent increase in transport fare, which is direct consequence of the recent hike in fuel prices. I remember that there was a time in maybe in Lagos or so, that when we had this kind of issue, that you know, the government then made available free transportation for pupils going to school, just so as to encourage them. At this moment in time, maybe we should be thinking of doing something like that, because some of the schools right now, according to this report, are even asking the teacher to do alternative, attendance. That is, they come today, tomorrow you stay off, another set comes. So it's going to affect our
Demola,
education
as
system.
I said earlier, we have a job to prop up our government and make them succeed.
Yeah.
But we also have a job to ask questions. When the people, it's always the people, are being hampered because of some inactions. The question is this. Since this administration got in place, would it have been so difficult to make sure that a few buses are running on the roads now to ease transportation?
That is the question.
Is it CNG buses we are waiting for? That could be the excuse. And if it is, well, maybe we can lie low and let that be. Maybe they want it at a cheaper, affordable, because government does not have all the money. But we must keep on asking the right questions. The minister of the FCT minister is a Toknadu man. Leave his politics out of it. Let's talk about the man himself. He says he's going to do something, he's going to get it done. He said the other time, 13 years after asking that the project start, why would Apokarshi Road not be ready by now? He deployed earth movers to get the job done. There's a little slowing of job, but he's going to get it done.
Yeah.
So he has always been a man we know
Man of action.
Do you understand? Why don't we have buses? Bagwalada to the Central Business District.
At least for students.
Karishi to the Central Business District. Kubwa, come on, for crying out loud. There are ways you can ease these things. It's very important. The boat mishap in Zamfara, these are our fellow Nigerians. We must always mention things like that. 10 dead, 22 still missing. That's not palatable. No. And I would always go to our popular refrain. What amount of supervision is going to, ensuring that these watercraft,
water transportation,
watercraft, yes, actually are in a condition to carry our fellow brothers and sisters. It's very important. And when they happen, what does investigation reveal, and what kind of don't do it again goes out to people?
Look, this thing happens virtually every year. And what happens is that there are not a lot of boats, sometimes maybe one boat or two in a day, and so everybody wants to get on it because it's the means for farmers to cross and to do their,
and you don't have
their livelihoods.
So
this happens, you don't get more.
Supervision?
You see, it's going back to what I started.
Get more. If you get more boats so that there's no rush, you can have fewer people on a particular...
As a maritime supervisor, you have a right to insist that Chukudi does not commit suicide by being the 14th man in a boat that should take only 13.
I think most of the states should take a cue from...
There are a lot of laws, but implementation isn't quite there.
You and I have a job.
I think
journalists should get people to get things done. That's our job.
Yeah, I think a lot of states should take a cue from Lagos State's government because they have organized, maritime...
Lagos would always be a model, my brother. Let me get accused of being bribed to say this. It doesn't matter. I know I'm saying the truth. Lagos is always a model.
We'll have to let it go, but you don't know what Gogo Gongo means. That's sung by gentleman Mike Ejaga, which the comedian Brain Jota popularized again, reinvented recently.
Was he trying to popularize something to the point that it submerges what my people call it?
No,
dance.
it is
That's
Gogo.
what we call
That's
it.
the title. That's the song.
I know.
Gogo Gongo is the song, not Ogogo. Gogo is different.
Ogogo, not Ogogo.
No, don't worry. You have to have a brush with the Gen Z.
Demola, kick me out respectfully, please. This boy is overstretching.
All right. Thank you very much, Chooks. We'll see you again tomorrow.
God bless you guys. Always a joy to be here.
All right. We'll now take a break now. Good Morning Nigeria continues after this break. Stay with us.